Every day, the female warden delivers meals to her prisoners, yet she has never once seen their faces. This prison holds only the most powerful, highest-ranked spirit energy elites in the galaxy, but every single one of them has suffered a spirit breakdown and regressed into their beast forms. A fluffy white lion general, a breathtaking bird of paradise, a black leopard prince, a round fluffy palace's cat, and a nine-tailed red fox, a former space pirate lord. Every one of them is a stone-cold killer without a shred of mercy, and yet they are all preening and posturing for her, desperate for her attention, desperate for cuddles. Her name is Lana, and she has just woken up inside a novel, transmigrated into the body of a jade-born null, the story's cannon fodder. A 0 fertility rating, no power, no backing. To survive, she runs to a remote star system and takes the job of prison warden. But on her very first day, General Hank the White Lion goes into a full spirit breakdown. His eyes flood with crimson. His massive body slams into the cell door again and again, relentless. The blue energy screen of the barrier gate flickers between transparent and solid. The White Lion's fur is soaked red. Across the hall, Monty the bird of paradise turns away, eyes burning. He cannot watch. The Hank he once knew had taken on thousands of the swarm alone, rescued tens of thousands of refugees, and became a legend in a single battle. He was the idol of countless females across the interstellar world. He was Monty's greatest hero. But the day the Empire shipped them all to this place, they understood. They had already been abandoned. Hank's slams grow weaker. Maybe today is the day he dies. As grief settles over every cell in the block, Lana is in the office trying to read through the warden's manual, but the tiny, wall-to-wall text reads like a hypnosis script. Her eyes drift shut without her noticing. Right at that moment, a palm-sized blue-green mushroom sprouts from the top of her head. It wiggles twice, then leaps nimbly off Lana's head, passes straight through the barrier gate like it isn't even there, hops right onto the White Lion's head and dives in. A dozen seconds pass. The mushroom reemerges, noticeably bigger than before. Its color has shifted to red. It sways like it's drunk. Tiny green sparks of light scatter off its body and slowly sink into the White Lion's fur. And then something extraordinary happens. The crimson fades from Hank's eyes. Clarity returns. He must have lost a staggering amount of blood because all Hank feels is his head spinning, his mind going dark. In an instant, his entire massive body crashes to the floor. The mushroom is flung several meters away. It tumbles across the ground, shakes its little mushroom cap with a dizzy wobble, then slips away through the wall without a trace. The crash of Hank hitting the floor explodes through the empty cell block. Rex's fur stands on end. He slaps both paws over his eyes. Monty, what's happening to Hank? He can't bring himself to look. This episode has driven Hank completely out of his mind. Everyone can already predict the tragic outcome. Only the black leopard and the nine-tailed fox stay relatively composed. All three of them have a poor line of sight into cell 1. Only Monty, directly across the hall, can see everything. He strains his ears, watching in silence as a red shadow sweeps across the White Lion's entire back, nearly swallowed in crimson. Monty's chest tightens. General Hank, can you hear me? He calls out again and again, sick with urgency. No response ever comes. Then he sees that the bot warden for cell 1 has curled itself into a ball in the corner out of sheer terror. Monty's fury ignites. Bot 1, what are you just sitting there for? Get over there and treat the general right now! Every bot warden in this prison is named by cell number and built to handle multiple functions. Bot 1 receives the order and rolls toward the White Lion, all timid and shaky, nudging him gently. Once it confirms Hank is truly unable to move and his spirit energy has settled into a temporary calm, the bot finally relaxes and shifts back to its original form, lifting Hank with its mechanical arms and carrying him to the healing pod. Bot 1, is the general still alive? Monty forces the words out through a tight, aching throat. It is the first time he has ever seen Hank like this. He almost doesn't want to hear the answer. Bot 1's eyes flicker, and when it speaks, even its cold mechanical voice carries a hint of warmth. The general's injuries are mostly surface level. He's alive. At those words, every prisoner in the block lets out a slow, shaky breath. But if things keep going like this, death is only a matter of time. That thought settles over Monty like a cold weight. He watches Bot 1 begin cleaning the cell. Then he presses the red call button by the door. Meanwhile, in the thoroughly cheerless warden's office, Lana is sound asleep when a piercing alarm tears through the silence. She jolts upright. Attention, warden, cell 2 emergency call detected. Please report within 5 minutes. Lana is instantly wide awake. The prison is large, but luckily the office isn't too far from the cell block. She makes it on time and stops dead at the sight of blood smeared across cell 1. Bot 1 is doubling as a repair crew. She nearly chokes. What on earth happened here? She ignores the still ringing alert from cell 2 and peers into cell 1. No White Lion in sight. Oh no, don't tell me someone escaped on my very first day! Right outside the cell door is the warden's identity lock. But she remembers exactly what the manual and the previous warden said. Never ever open a cell door. Not only could the prisoner attempt to break free during a spirit breakdown, they could turn violent without warning. Lana values her life very much. She confirms the barrier gate is fully intact, then heads to cell 2. Excuse me, is there something you need? When she looks into the cell, her eyes flash with surprise. She had no idea Monty could shift to human form. As a bird of paradise in beast form, he's already stunning, but as a man, every single feature of his face is flawless. She stares. Monty doesn't appreciate it one bit. He scoffs. Go open cell 1 and help Bot 1 clean up in there. His tone drips with contempt. Lana almost laughs out of pure indignation. One look at the state of cell 1 tells her this was clearly a spirit breakdown. If I'm dumb enough to open that door, I'm signing my own death warrant. But it's her first day. She keeps her polite professional smile firmly in place. I'm sorry, Lord Monty. Opening cell doors is not standard procedure. Monty knows perfectly well what the real situation is. The Empire put them here to die. But the memory of Hank seizing in his breakdown makes him take it out on the female in front of him. He gives a sharp acknowledgement and hurls a meal container out the window slot. Food splatters across the floor. Clean that up. That's not too much to ask, is it? Lana Lana is furious, but then a memory pops into her head, her friend's little cat shoving a cup off a table with zero remorse. She grins at Monty. The anger just dissolves. People always go easier on fluffy things. And Lana is, at her core, completely obsessed with anything fluffy. Why else would she have taken this job? She smooths her expression. Of course, my lord, and walks away. Monty's laughter grows louder by the second. Rex shakes his head in disbelief. Respect, Monty, seriously. After what you just pulled, even I wanted to hit you. And she still walked away smiling. Oh, the short-legged beast wants to fight me? Get out of your cell first. You! Monty, fly over here and we'll settle this like beasts. Monty just snorts. He ignores Rex completely. Holding human form doesn't last long, he's already shifted back. The thought of that female coming back to clean puts him in a slightly better mood. He drags a chair right up to the barrier gate and settles in to watch. He doesn't have to wait long. Lana returns with a bot in tow. Monty's face goes cold with fury. You dare deceive me? I told you to clean it. Why is there a bot? But I brought the bot, so the bot cleaning is me cleaning, isn't it? Lana blinks with total innocence. Monty shoots to his feet, teeth clenched. His claws blur against the floor. His huge wings beat so hard the air in the cell moves. As the sole heir of the Monty clan, one of the Empire's 4 great houses, Monty was never quite the most dominant figure in the Empire, but no one had ever dared to provoke him, let alone find loopholes like this. Even the previous warden had obeyed his pettiest orders without a word, yet this tiny female in front of him is utterly shameless. From next door, Rex's laughter gets louder and louder. Monty is so furious his spirit energy starts to stir a dangerous flicker of breakdown. His head throbs, his chest aches. He can't win an argument against Lana. All he can do is glare at the bot, which has already finished cleaning. Can't take a hit at all, better not push him further. Without a quiet sigh, takes a cloth from the bot, gives the floor 2 half-hearted wipes, then leaves with the bot. Monty watches this. He lets out a cold snort. Oddly, the pain in his head and chest eases slightly. The female put on a performance, but technically she did clean it herself. He'll allow it. Interesting. Rex rolls his eyes. Then he reaches over and hits his emergency call button. You got your fun. Now it's my turn. Lana barely sits down before she's back on her feet. Cell 4 this time. These lords really are a handful, but she's not scared. Just in case she brings the bot again. She arrives at cell 4. Inside, Rex is seated on a crystal clear throne, looking every bit the refined noble, but to Lana, he looks exactly like a little kid playing dress-up. Overwhelmingly adorable. She is fighting the urge to reach through the barrier and give him a good pet. Rex can feel the female's gaze, but something about it is different from the others. There's something in her eyes, a strange kind of fondness. Not obsessive, not fawning. Just warm somehow. Weird. But honestly, I don't actually mind this one. Life in the cell block is unbearably dull. Teasing the warden has become their only entertainment. He pulls his attention back and has bot 4 pass the meal container out. Lana takes it and looks inside. Spotless, not a single grain of rice left. No wonder he's so round and well-fed. He takes excellent care of himself. Her eyes warm with a smile. Look at you, cleaned your plate! Every last bite! It sounds exactly like a mother praising her toddler. Rex had been planning to act up, but at those words, his round fluffy face heats up instantly. That's different. No female has ever praised me like that before. His tail sways softly beneath him, making him look even more impossibly cute. Lana stands there admiring all that fluff for a moment. Looking, but not being able to pet, is genuinely uncomfortable. She decides to swing by cells 3 and 5 to collect their containers too. Nox's dark leopard face gives almost nothing away. Silas the fox seems to have the ghost of a smirk on his lips, and he shoots Lana a slow, deliberate wink. She's probably been single too long, even a fox is looking pretty handsome right now. Lana blinks hard and shakes her head to clear it. Behind her, Rex huffs with indignation. This female is way too easily swayed. She was just smiling at me, and now she's smiling at another beast? He charges to the door and slaps it hard, successfully luring Lana back. Lord Rex, is something wrong? I want another serving, skip the rice, just meat. I want it in 10 minutes. 1 minute late and I'll ring this alarm every single day. Lana quietly takes back every good thought she had about Rex just moments ago. To beat the deadline, she nods and bolts immediately, races to the cafeteria to pack the meat. She hustles the whole way there and back, sliding in just under 10 minutes with the food. She's absolutely exhausted, her cheeks flushed pink from the run, and Rex's tail starts swaying on its own without him realizing it. Fine, I'll give you that one. Rex awkwardly signals his bot to collect the container, but the bot doesn't move. Instead, Lana speaks up. I've fulfilled Lord Rex's request. If there's a penalty for being late, then there should be a reward for being on time. I made it so you have to promise not to ring that alarm again today. She's still catching her breath from the run. Her breathing hasn't settled yet. Her voice comes out softer than usual. Even though she's projecting confidence on the outside, Rex is completely gone for her. He doesn't catch a single word she says, and just nods in a daze. It's only after the bot passes the food through that he slowly realizes what he's just agreed to. That conniving female, her spirit form must be a fox too. How else could she make my head spin like that? The warden title sounds nice, but she's essentially their servant. What right does she have to set terms? But a male's word is his bond, he can't take it back now. Rex rips a huge chunk of meat with his teeth, getting oil all over his fur again. He remembers the female is still right outside the door and quietly turns his back, eating with uncharacteristic restraint. Lana watches his round little back and feels the urge to pet him all over again. Remembering the state of cell 1, she walks over to the fox's cell. He seems like the most approachable one and asks about Hank. She learns that Hank was carried by the bot into the healing pod. She is deeply relieved she didn't listen to the bird and go in to clean. A spirit breakdown that tears apart a room like that, she'd be lucky to leave with her life. But she thinks of Hank's legendary record on StarNet and feels a quiet pang of sorrow. She thanks the Red Fox and turns to leave. Silas watches her go. This new warden, he thinks, is actually pretty interesting. Monty, you and Rex try not to scare her off too fast. Fox can naturally carry the charm ability. When activated, it pulls a target into a dazed trance, turning them into a puppet, completely at the user's command. Rex, still with oil all over his fur, shoots Silas a fierce glare. Mind your own business, and stop throwing your fox tricks at every female you meet. Silas did use it on Lana, but she shook it off in just a few seconds. That was genuinely shocking. Even the combat powerhouse Hank had needed over 10 seconds to break free. Thinking about it now, Silas laughs low, unrestrained. Yeah. Definitely interesting. The next few hours pass without incident. As lunch approaches, Lana heads to the kitchen early to check on things. The kitchen bots work in perfect, methodical order, every step of the process tightly controlled. The hygiene is spotless, but the food is painfully bland. Everything is just boiled meat seasoned with nothing but salt. The ingredients are expensive, but the result is honestly terrible. She searches the kitchen and finds the cold storage packed with every spice and vegetable she could want. Her face lights up. She happily grabs what she needs and decides to stir-fry some green pepper with Goo Goo Beast, then slow-cook a nourishing Gaga Beast broth with medicinal herbs, finishing with a handful of red dates, rich, sweet, and deeply fragrant. She packs 2 meal containers, one for herself and one for Hank. Once she's done, the bots have finished packaging the meals for the lords. Lana tucks the containers into her storage pouch and delivers lunch to the lords right on schedule. The healing pods in this world are extraordinary in just 2 or 3 hours. Hank reappears in his cell completely whole, but Lana's sharp eyes catch it. The fur on his front paw is thin and sparse, the pink skin showing beneath. At least he's alive. Are you all right, General Hank? At that title, Hank feels something distant stir inside him. Everyone calls him General, even the previous wardens. But he is no longer the general who's still on that battlefield. His gaze settles on Lana. His eyes are ice blue, vast and deep, like an open sea. Even after nearly dying, there is no self-pity in them whatsoever. Thank you for your concern, Warden. I'm fine now. That's good. She brings out the 2 containers, one packed by the bots, one made by her own hands. I figured you'd just been through a rough time, so I made you something more nourishing. If you don't like it, I brought the regular cafeteria food too. Hank's eyes soften with surprise. He studies Lana carefully. Those eyes of hers are clear, unmistakably, genuinely sincere. His gaze grows warmer. Thank you. It smells wonderful. I've never been served anything like this here. I love it. His voice washes over her like warm sunlight. Without warning, Lana's face goes red. Across the hall, Monty, completely ignored, is seething. He slaps the barrier gate hard with his wing. Keep talking, keep talking. Are you trying to starve the rest of us? Lana snaps back to attention, spins around and quickly slides food through the window slot, then moves immediately to the next cell. When Hank notices Monty opening his container, he can't help but glance over. He watches Monty angrily smack the bowl, realizing it's the same bland slop as always, and quietly lowers his gaze. So it's just me. Of course. Of all the prisoners in this block, Hank alone never acts like a demanding lord, so Lana wouldn't go out of her way for the others either. After finishing the lord's lunch round, she heads back to eat at her desk. Growing up in the modern world, she had been fiercely independent from a young age, breaking away early from a family that valued sons over daughters, so her cooking is genuinely good. She takes a bite. She feels alive again. Good food has the power to heal a person from the inside out. She finishes every last bite and decides she wants dessert. No sooner does the thought hit her than she acts on it. She loads the ingredients into the bot's food basket, sets the parameters, and in just 5 minutes, out comes a freshly baked strawberry cream mini cake. Oh my goodness, the bot actually made this taste incredible. She keeps a few for herself and brings one to each of the lords. When she sees Hank's 2 containers completely empty, she feels the warm glow of being appreciated. Full and satisfied, the big white lion is sprawled lazily on his bed with his eyes closed, opening them only when he hears Lana's footsteps. Warden, you're back. Lana smiles at him. Brought everyone a little dessert. Give it a try if you like it. I can make it again next time. At the word everyone, Hank understands he isn't the only one. He doesn't mind. If anything, he's touched that Lana thought of all of them. He signals his bot to bring the cake over. His pink nose twitches as he sniffs the tiny cake next to his massive beast form. It looks like it won't even fill a gap in his teeth. Seems a little small. Lana changes the subject awkwardly. Oh, my name is Lana. Just call me that. Warden always sounds a bit strange to me. Okay. The white lion ducks his head, ears growing warm. Lana collects the containers and heads to cell 2. Monty's tray is clean this time too, but the moment he sees Lana, he lets out a cold snort, clearly still holding a grudge over the morning. Lana has no intention of coddling him. She sets down the cake, says dessert for you, with a polite smile, and leaves. I clean my plate too, so why did she praise that short-legged beast and not me? He's so worked up he starts hammering the barrier gate again. Lana steps back. What's wrong? Monty's voice is sharp with irritation. Just one. If you don't want it, then forget it. But Monty is terrified she'll take it back. He shifts to human form and shoves the whole cake into his mouth immediately. Who said I didn't want it? He looks at her with smug satisfaction. Childish. Monty chews his cake and quietly counts the number of exchanges they just had. That helps, marginally. As expected, the most dramatic ones are Monty and Rex. Knox the Black Leopard says almost nothing, just offers a quiet thank you, then has his bot take the cake and disappears back into the dark. Lana glances sideways at cell 3. The deeper in you look, the darker it gets. Knox is all voice, never a visible shape. She pulls her gaze away and heads to Rex's cell. After this morning, Rex has calmed down considerably. He takes the mini cake this time and gives it a curious lick. Then he looks up at Lana, unable to help himself. Will there be more next time? He had been a frail child at birth, always the pampered young heir of the Rex family, yet he carries a 2S rank spirit energy. But that one operation, the Swarm Purge, Monty, Hank, Knox, and Silas had all been there. That was what broke them all. Rex pulls himself back to the present. He licks at the cake slowly, absently, but his eyes never leave Lana. She listens to his voice, and it hits her he's still just a kid, trapped in this cell, waiting to die. Something in her chest goes quietly, unexpectedly soft. She reaches into her pouch and pulls out another mini cake. She can make more anytime she wants. She shouldn't play favorites. 2, obviously. In the end, everyone gets 2. Silas isn't really a sweets person. When Lana pulls out the extra cake, there's a flicker of reluctance in his eyes, which Silas himself finds both amusing and oddly endearing. Just one for me, I don't eat much sweet stuff. Got it. Lana happily takes back the extra one. Then next time I'll make you something less sweet. Sounds good. Thanks, Lana. Is it alright if I call you by name? Silas's voice is the kind that makes you tingle, his eyes shimmering like light moving over water. But Lana snaps out of it quickly. She's building up a resistance after all these close calls. Meanwhile, Hank hears Silas and Lana's exchange. He doesn't touch his second cake. When Lana passes his cell again, he calls out to her stiffly, reluctantly. The lunch you made today was really good. I'm full and I can't fit the cake. Don't waste it, take it back. Monty hears this and thinks to himself, when did General Hank's appetite get so small? But out of sheer reverence for his idol, he says nothing. In fact, when Lana glances over at him, he instantly shoves the extra cake into his own mouth. The moment he realizes what he just did, his face goes scarlet. I can't believe I just did that. How embarrassing. He catches Lana's expression caught somewhere between speechless and amused, and promptly shifts back to beast form, grooming his own feathers as if nothing happened. But honestly, the bird of paradise is genuinely stunning. Lana can't help but steal a few extra glances. After soaking in all that fluff, she leaves in a genuinely good mood. The work hours run from 9 in the morning to 8 at night, no days off, ever. But the pay is absolutely outrageous. With a deal this good, she truly cannot figure out why over a dozen previous wardens grabbed their bags and bolted in the middle of the night. She watches a drama on the hollow-screen men, catfighting for attention. Tearing into each other, the scheming is spectacular. The drama deliciously messy. She watches until her eyes give out, then falls asleep. What she doesn't know is that back in the prison, a thin layer of frost is quietly spreading across each cell's bot warden Rex's innate frost seal ability. It cuts off all outside interference, and only Beastkin with high spirit energy can wield it. Whenever this happens, it means serious business is about to be discussed. Knox has already had his people look into Lana. She's an orphan, no affiliations, no backing. She applied for this post on her own and was assigned here by chance. The Empire's job system has a special policy females take priority, but her spirit energy reads as F rank and her fertility rating is 0. By all current metrics, she poses no threat. A null female. But she's not as simple as she looks. She resisted my charm ability. Your Highness, perhaps the records you received were fabricated by someone with an agenda. Silas, have you no shame? Using that ability on a female like that. Silas laughs softly at Rex's outburst. It's only been one day, Rex. Don't tell me she's already got you wrapped around her paw. Do you think I'm stupid? I just don't like watching you reel females in like that. The two are barely a barrier gate apart and already about to throw down. Hank cuts them off, his voice cold and sharp. Enough. This isn't the time. Since we currently have no way to confirm Lana's identity, everyone is to stop deliberately provoking her. In the past, Hank had turned a blind eye to it because the previous wardens were tools the Empire planted to monitor them. But this time is different. Lana may well be innocent. No one has any argument against Hank's call. And so, an uneasy peace settles over the cell block. Days pass. Then a lunar vessel touches down on Black Nox Star. Lana's first visitor since taking the post has arrived. She makes her way to the gate, curious, and spots a young man in the distance wearing gold-rimmed glasses, every bit the refined gentleman. He introduces himself as Leo, here on a matter concerning His Highness Nox. It is only now that Lana learns the mysterious Black Leopard is the Empire's first prince, but a warden cannot let just anyone through. She contacts Cell 3 via communicator, gets the Black Leopard's approval, and escorts Leo to the cell block with the good sense to give them privacy. After she leaves, Nox has Rex activate his frost seal. Only then does Leo reach into his coat and produce a small glass vial. This is the latest result from Dr. Yi's research. It has a chance to reduce the breakdown level by 10 points. As the Empire's first prince, Nox's own spirit energy is exceptionally high. Years ago, he secretly founded a private research team dedicated entirely to studying spirit breakdowns. Dr. Yi is its lead professor, and Leo is the liaison Nox assigned to oversee the project. Really? If this research actually delivers results like that, does that mean General Hank can be saved? Does it mean everyone can be saved? I can't promise anything, there are always risks. Dr. Yi puts the failure rate at around 20%, but the side effects could make the breakdown significantly worse. Give it to me? Waiting to die is not a strategy? Maybe a gamble turns the tide. When the others see Nox raise the vial to his lips, everyone urges caution, all of them arguing they should be the one to try it instead. A wave of warmth moves through Nox's eyes. He knows what they're doing, but this decision is the result of careful thought. Dr. Yi sent Leo in person, which means this formula cannot be replicated quickly. That means the test subject cannot be Hank. If a breakdown triggers, it will only accelerate his death. I have maybe 1 year left. That's likely not enough time for Dr. Yi to complete a cure. Better to gamble now. If it works, everyone wins. If it doesn't, the three with lower breakdown levels will still have time to wait for the next formula. With that settled in his mind, Nox drinks the vial in one swallow. The liquid hits his throat, and for a moment, nothing seems wrong. Not wanting his subordinate to see him at his most vulnerable, he sends Leo away, insisting he leave. But it isn't long before Nox feels heat spreading through his body, and then a low, strangled groan cuts through the silence of the cell block. "Your Highness, what's wrong?" Rex, directly across the hall, is the first to hear it. Monty's voice goes tight with anxiety. "What's happening? Is it working?" But from experience alone, Hank knows that sound doesn't sound right. Silas speaks in a low, careful voice. "That sounds like a spirit breakdown." None of them imagined the 20% failure rate would land on Nox, or perhaps Dr. Yi's calculations were simply wrong. Inside Cell 3, Nox's groans of pain grow louder and more distinct. Then the darkness erupts, crashing, shattering, the sounds of impact piling on top of each other in rapid succession, almost identical to the scene when Hank broke down before. The Black Leopard begins hurling himself against the barrier gate, seeking a moment's relief through sheer self-destruction. Your Highness, stay with us!" Rex calls out desperately. But everyone knows a beast that has lost its mind cannot be reached. Meanwhile, on the other side of the prison, Lana is walking Leo out. Along the way, Leo shares stories about the prince, how at just 17, Nox led a raid on a trafficking ring and rescued over 200 kidnapped females. She watches Leo's starship lift off. So it isn't just Hank Nox is extraordinary too. Maybe all of them have done things that most people never could. But right now, aside from Monty, the rest are all on a path towards certain death. She shakes her head. Can't keep thinking about this. Her brain is going to implode. Instead of spiraling, she decides to think about what to make for dinner tonight. In a distant corner, a little green mushroom that had been flung into a pile of straw slowly peels itself off the floor, then follows a scent, hopping steadily toward the depths of the prison. Inside the cell block, the Black Leopard's cries of agony pour from his throat, raw, wild, landing like a blow on every prisoner listening. "Bot 3, I'm ordering you right now to knock His Highness unconscious by any means necessary." But Bot 3 hears this and stays curled in a ball, all timid and shaky in the corner, mechanical eyes going dark. Unbelievable, acting like it can't even hear me. Rex, furious, headbutts the door. Then he looks over at Monty. "Try your thing, can you get out?" Monty's veil ability can sometimes make him undetectable to the barrier gate, letting him pass through walls. But when Monty tests it now, it only works between 10 and midnight. That window is the only loophole they've found after repeated attempts. With everyone out of options, the sound of the Black Leopard collapsing finally comes. Rex presses close to the door, staring across the hall. Did His Highness hit his head? There's something red, but when he blinks, it's gone. Maybe he imagined it. He shakes his head, too worried to think about much else. He barks at Bot 3 to carry the Black Leopard to the healing pod. Once they confirm Nox is still alive, everyone exhales. Lana doesn't find out until she delivers dinner that Nox had a spirit breakdown too. She stands there holding the containers, staring into Cell 3, which is unusually lit but completely wrecked beyond recognition. Her chest feels heavy. Another spirit breakdown. Once it happens once, it will happen again, and every time it does, death gets a little closer. She stares at the food in front of her. In the end, she forces down a single bowl of soup and can't manage more. She plans to just lie down and sleep, but then something strikes her. She opens her holo device and checks her account. This is incredible. On top of a full month's salary, there is also a 2,000 star coin government subsidy. Altogether, it comes out to over 20,000. She stares at her balance, unable to blink. She decides to treat herself to some snacks. But after loading up 1,000 star coins worth into her cart, she discovers the free delivery minimum is 1,500. She browses the add-on items, spots a yellow yarn ball toy, and buys it on pure impulse. She adds a few more snacks and finally hits the free delivery threshold. Just before clocking out, she does one last round of the cell block. The Black Leopard is still inside the healing pod. Don't overthink it, he's still alive, right? But lying in bed that night, Lana still can't stop herself from opening StarNet and searching. Spirit breakdown above 50%. Is there any known cure? Every result says the same thing. No hope, no cure. Is there really nothing? All those people in the Empire just waiting to die? The threads are hugely active and replies pour in fast. One of them, posted by someone with the screen name, "Please Universe Give Me a Wife," suggests that finding a high-ranked female to provide spirit calming support might work miracles. But the spirit energy connection requires total mutual trust. The bond must be between committed partners, and the female's spirit energy must be high enough to make the process safe at all. Even then, it might not work. One wrong move and the female could lose her life. No female would ever agree to that. Lana turns it over in her mind, lets out a long, heavy breath, and closes StarNet. In doing so, she misses one last reply from a user called History Nerd. "I came across a case once in an old historical archive. A female with a plant-type spirit form healed a warrior whose SS rank spirit energy had fully broken down. The two later bonded as mates and spent the rest of their lives traveling the universe together. So maybe a female with a plant-type spirit form holds the answer. Too bad Lana never sees it. Deep in the night, she dreams of a swarm of tiny green mushroom people all crying at her, endlessly, until she wants to scream. Enough crying, keep it up and I'll boil every last one of you into soup. Get out of my dream. At that, the little mushroom people actually stop. I don't taste good, don't eat me. Unless you make a promise, I'm not coming out. Oh, really, you're threatening me? This is my dream. Don't test me, I'll dream up a pot of boiling water and scare all of you right out of existence. Lana only means it as a bluff, but an enormous hot pot actually materializes in the dream. A dual flavor split pot, no less. This dream has way too much personality. Her eyes light up. She lets out a laugh that sounds genuinely villainous. The mushroom people shriek and vanish at record speed. Then a sharp pain shoots through through Lana's head, and she jolts awake. Near her ear, something is crying the sound of a small child, maybe 4 or 5 years old. Am I being haunted right now? She shoots upright in bed, slaps the light on, and there, at the foot of her bed, sits a palm-sized green mushroom with 4 little eyes. Why does this mushroom look exactly like the ones in my dream? Stop crying! The green mushroom freezes its tiny body, tilting stubbornly to one side, radiating pure wounded dignity. Sure, it looks a little toxic, but it's undeniably adorable. Okay, I'm not being mean anymore, I won't eat you. At that, the mushroom finally stops giving her the cold shoulder. Lana has never seen such a personality-packed mushroom in her life, and she's fighting the urge to laugh. But where did you come from? How are you in my room? Master, I'm your spirit form. Of course I'm with you. Come to think of it, that crying earlier seemed to be coming from inside her own head. But my spirit energy is only F rank. How do I even have a spirit form? Master's spirit energy is definitely not F rank. I just don't know what level it actually is. Could the change in spirit energy be connected to the transmigration? Whatever, too tired. Not thinking about it tonight. Master hasn't given me a name yet. You look like a deadly mushroom straight out of the wild, so Spore. The little mushroom finally has a name. It settles down and retreats back into the consciousness sea. The next day, Lana sits up bleary-eyed, and then it hits her. Spore! The voice in her head answers immediately. So last night was real. No Snow Lotus like the original soul in the novel, but chubby and round is honestly just as cute. She calls Spore out, gives that soft, squishy mushroom body a satisfying pinch, and gets up feeling genuinely content. After one night in the healing pod, by the time she goes to deliver breakfast, Nox is already recovered and his room has gone pitch black again. Today she's made sandwiches. Meat, egg, and vegetables, balanced and nourishing. It is the first time Nox has tasted her cooking, but Lana notices right away this leopard is a picky eater. Every vegetable is left untouched. She only says, calmly, that a balanced diet is good for the body. The black leopard goes silent, his protest communicated entirely without words. Rex snorts. Lana, next time, give me His Highness's portion too. I'm not picky. Everything you make, I eat. Rex's container is not small. He has already polished off a mountain of meat and 2 whole sandwiches. Is he not afraid of exploding? Lana is not about to test that. She stares into the darkness of cell 3. If he doesn't like it, I won't bother making him anything special next time. Just as that thought crosses her mind, Nox's voice drifts out from the dark. It was good. I'll eat it next time. All right. Lana says nothing more and moves on. Passing cell 2, she sneaks a glance inside. Monty has gone noticeably quiet, barely saying a word. Cess rank beastkin have razor-sharp instincts. Monty senses her gaze immediately. He turns away with an awkward jerk of his head, but then slowly stretches his neck out to its full length, revealing the long, elegant line of his profile while stealing glances at Lana's reaction. The moment he catches her undisguised admiration, his neck practically reaches the ceiling. He holds the pose until Lana leaves the block entirely. Only then does he stretch out his wings and relax. Meanwhile, on the other side of the prison, Lana is out in the garden trimming flower branches. In this high-tech age, deliveries are almost instantaneous, and a delivery bot is already at the door with everything Lana ordered just yesterday. She grabs the packages and runs back to her office, tearing into the snacks with barely contained excitement. I'll share just a tiny bit with the lords, the rest is all mine. As for the yarn ball toy, she thinks about it. Lord Rex is absolutely the right choice. That Palace's cat reminds her so much of her friend's big fluffy cat back home. She packs everything up and heads straight to the cell block. Breakfast was only just finished, but all the beastkin are already deep in their routines. Taking their individual needs into account, the prison facilities are all customized to personal preference. Hank, as a general, has a full range of training equipment in his cell. Daily physical training is non-negotiable. Monty, who cares deeply about his appearance, has rows of mirrors and is always running a comb through his magnificent feathers. He occasionally reads mechanical engineering texts, and when truly bored, takes apart Bot 2 for fun. Nox has night vision and strongly prefers reading in total darkness, keeping up with StarNet updates when he can, but all their accounts are currently suspended across the board. None of them are permitted to post anything online. They can only browse. Rex is a pampered young heir who grew up wanting for nothing, so his requirements are simple: eat well, drink well, play well. He loves the cold and spends hours lounging in the snow drifts inside his cell. Silas used to live life as a space pirate, always one step ahead of death, but now that things are quiet, he soaks in hot springs, pulls apart flowers, and finds every way possible to enjoy himself. But 2 full years of the same days, over and over, even the most laid-back person breaks. Rex rolls over in the snow and lets out a long sigh. I just want to get out of here. He hadn't felt it as strongly before, but now that Lana is out there, he wants to be out there with her. Monty, who has just lost 2 feathers, is in a foul mood. With your breakdown level right now, stay put. Rex doesn't appreciate that at all. He checks his own breakdown level 68%, up from 2 years ago. He's not in the mood to argue. He buries himself back in the snow, a lonely Palace's cat once more. Then footsteps approach from outside the cell block. The Palace's cat immediately shakes the snow off his fur and sits up straight on his ice throne. Monty quickly hides his shed feathers and comb. A male with patchy feathers is not a good look. Snack time, something fresh for everyone today. Lana walks in with a bright smile. Snacks! Rex can't stay seated. He rushes to the barrier gate and stretches to look, but she's just out of sight. He can hear her but not see her. Lana pulls the snacks from her storage pouch and begins handing them out. Hank climbs down from his training wall, his eyes full of quiet warmth. Thank you. That was thoughtful of you. Those deep eyes of his have a gravity that could pull anyone in. Lana smiles awkwardly and quickly moves on to cell 2. 2. After handing Monty his share, she moves to cell 3, still pitch black inside. A quiet "thank you" reaches her. She looks up and Knox has actually stepped forward to the barrier gate. This is only the second time Lana has seen him clearly, the first being the day they met. Massive frame, eyes like flat green stone, utterly unreadable enough to raise the hair on the back of her neck. Knox seems to read her discomfort and quietly retreats back into the dark. Lana exhales in quiet relief. She heads over to Rex's cell. Cell 4 has an automatic snow generator. The whole room is a white blanket of snow. "Lana, you actually bought us snacks. It's been so long." The soft, round, utterly squishy Palace's cat is almost too cute to handle. Lana snaps back to attention and crouches down, her voice softening without thinking. "Not just snacks, I got you a little toy too." The moment those words leave her mouth, every beast in the prison quietly perks up. Even Knox, lurking in the shadows, is no exception. Silas, meanwhile, watches with the look of someone waiting for a good show. "I'm not a pet. Why would I need a toy?" Sure, Rex thinks Lana is gorgeous, sweet, and kind, but being treated like a pet? Absolutely not. His breath comes out rough with irritation. Lana catches it and feels a little guilty. "Sorry, I didn't mean it like that. I'll take it back. No hard feelings, okay?" She moves to tuck the yarn ball back into her storage pouch, but as she lifts it, the ball sways gently in her palm and Rex's head tilts with it. Twice. She tries it again, tugging the string, giving it another little swing. Rex's golden eyes contract. That expression is identical to a friend's cat she once knew. Rex is absolutely interested in this toy. She swings it a couple more times. Rex still refuses to say a word. With a small sigh of disappointment, she puts the yarn ball away. The moment it vanishes, Rex's pupils finally return to normal. Then it hits him. He was just completely controlled by a tiny yarn ball. Impossible. His claws dig into the snow without thinking. The image of that ball refuses to leave his mind. He puffs up with attitude. "It's just a yarn ball. Since you already bought it, I suppose I'll do you the favor of keeping it." Lana is about to respond, then a mischievous spark lights up in her eyes. She puts on her most thoughtful expression. "Oh, no worries at all. If you don't like it, I'll just take it back." "No need to force yourself, my lord." Rex's claws dig into the snow faster. She keeps going, perfectly innocent. "It's my fault for not paying attention to your preferences. I won't make assumptions and buy things that upset you again. I never said that I didn't like it." "Oh, so you do like it, my lord? That's a relief." Lana watches Rex practically excavate the snow with his claws. She finally stops teasing him. She tosses the yarn ball through the small window slot. It traces a smooth arc through the air. Rex instinctively bolts after it, then catches himself halfway and strolls back to his ice throne, all dignity. But the yarn ball just sits there on the ground. Robot Unit 4 scans it, decides it's trash, and deploys its cleaning tools. Rex throws dignity out the window. He sprints over and snatches the ball in his jaws. Then he looks up and sees Lana still standing at the door. Mortified, he drops it immediately. He rounds on the clueless robot. "Get out! Don't let me see you again today." Robot Unit 4 gives a confused beep and quietly finds a corner to idle in. "Quite the temper." Lana shakes her head, helpless. As long as the big cat is happy, she doesn't linger and moves on to cell 5, Silas's door. She passes the snacks through first, along with some fresh flowers she picked from the courtyard this morning. Silas approaches with his usual grace, dips his nose toward the bouquet, and inhales lightly. "Thank you. Very fragrant. Beautiful, too." That deep, resonant voice nearly makes Lana's hand slip. Luckily, after all this time, her composure has leveled up considerably. No embarrassing moments today. She blinks and looks past Silas at the robot behind him. "Come take these and put them in water." But the robots follow their master's orders only. Unit 5 doesn't move. The corner of Silas's mouth twitches. He waves Unit 5 forward. He doesn't press Lana further. The wariness that first filled his eyes has eased just a little. Still, he can't shake the feeling that this female is not ordinary. To have quietly won over, one by one, every person in this prison that takes skill. He hasn't been able to trace who's behind her yet, but she's right here, right under his nose. She'll slip up eventually. The robot carries the flowers away. After Lana leaves, not a single soul in the prison makes a sound. Only the quiet weight of held breath drifts through the air. Then the thud and bounce of Rex's pouncing shatters the silence. "Tiny little yarn ball, don't even think about running." If you had to sum up this moment in one line, it would be this. His happiness is everyone else's noise complaint. But Rex has a brand new toy. He couldn't care less about anyone else. All he wants to know is what this yarn ball will do next. Then his paw bats it away by accident, and something ignites in him. The same rush as slaughtering a swarm creature for the very first time. His tail whips furiously. He pounces. "No way! Ha! Ha 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 ha! Who knew this tiny little ball could be this much fun?" Monty reaches his absolute limit. He's already reduced Robot Unit 2 to spare parts. "Will you shut up? Rex, can you be quiet for one single minute?" Rex hears that and suddenly realizes how undignified he must look. He sneaks a glance across the hall. In the pitch black of Knox's cell, a pair of glowing green eyes is fixed directly on the yarn ball trapped under Rex's paw. In one fluffy motion, Rex wraps himself around the ball completely, then quietly shifts the transparent barrier gate into a solid wall, cutting off the view. Then Knox speaks. "Rex, use your frost seal." Rex knows that tone. Something serious is coming. He tucks the ball carefully away beneath the seat of his ice throne and activates the ability without hesitation. Knox immediately opens a comm link to Leo. "Your Highness, any news?" The moment the signal connects, Leo jumps in before Knox can say a word. He's been waiting in the lab with Dr. Yi all day. Knox studies the chip readout. There seems to be some effect. The breakdown level has dropped just slightly. Mine was at 73% before. Now it's 72. That can't be right. If my formula actually worked, it wouldn't drop by just 1%. Did I miss something? But if it's going down at all, even if the process was risky, maybe it's worth investigating further. It may not be the formula at all. A while back, when my spirit breakdown hit, my breakdown level dropped from 89 to 88. I wasn't sure enough to mention it then. But now, with your highness also dropping by 1, this is too much of a coincidence. Those words land like a blow. Every beast in the prison goes wide-eyed. Two things hit them at once. First, a breakdown level actually going down. And second, none of them knew Hank's breakdown level had already crossed 80. Impossible. After a spirit breakdown, without medication or comfort support, levels only go up, never down. If levels could actually drop on their own, SS rank beast deaths would never have happened. Every single beast whose breakdown level crossed 85% once they hit a breakdown, none survived. Hank is still alive. That's nothing short of a miracle. Silence falls over the prison. Everyone is processing. They talk it around for a while and reach no conclusion. We need to study Hank's blood and Knox's. The call ends. General, your breakdown level is that far gone. One more episode at this level, and it's hard to see you making it. Whether I live or die, that's up to fate. But are you really okay with that? Something flashes through Hank's mind the moment he hears those words. His heart slams hard. Something has taken root in him, something that wasn't there before. Lana. He mouths her name softly. His quiet, steady eyes cloud over with something dim and heavy. No, he is not okay with it. He doesn't say anything back to Silas. His lips move, but no sound comes out. Meanwhile, Dr. Yi's urgency to push the formula forward can't wait another day. The moment the call ends, Leo arrives that same night. Second visit, much less awkward than the first. He spots Lana coming to meet him and gives her a nod and a smile. He's also brought her a gift. Lana tries to turn it down, but Leo insists. She says thank you and accepts it with a helpless sigh. As they walk toward the prison together, Leo speaks up. You have such a warm personality, Lana. You must have no shortage of admirers. In the Empire, males vastly outnumber females. Females are placed on a pedestal and most of them know it. Eyes up, chin up, looking down at everyone. Lana pauses, then answers slowly. Not really. My spirit energy is F rank. 0 fertility rating. No male looks twice. But your spirit energy is B rank on its own. B rank means no battlefield duty, no risk of spirit breakdown, and you don't even need a partner to stabilize your spirit energy. As for children, I don't particularly want any. Perfect. Leo thinks back to last time rushing home from Black Nox Star overnight, that warm meal waiting on the starship. He can't help but feel it all over again just how thoughtful Lana really is. You are a truly remarkable female. Thank you for saying so. Lana doesn't quite catch what he's really getting at. She just notices the gift box in her hands feels a lot like a hot potato. Fortunately, they reach the destination before long. She drops Lana off and slips away quickly. Watching Lana walk away, thinking about the reply that never came, Leo feels a quiet sting of disappointment. He watches Knox through the barrier gate, mid-blood draw, and suddenly asks, Your Highness, is Lana of bonding age yet? Both the White Lion and the Black Panther, mid-blood draw, turn to stare at Leo at the exact same moment. Lana is incredible. What if I pursued her as my bondmate? A female with 0 fertility rating and F-rank spirit energy and you still want her? I respectfully disagree with how you just framed that. Besides, I don't care about any of that. What's so special about her anyway? Are you just after her looks? It's not just that, so her eyes are a bit bigger, her lips a bit redder, her skin a bit softer. There are plenty like that out there. Lord Rex, you don't get it. Females like that are everywhere but one like Lana. Rare. Looks are just decoration in the end. Besides, everyone here is too powerful and high-ranking to ever choose Lana. The moment those words land, Rex has no comeback. He knows Lana is wonderful too. But looking at Leo, he can't shake the feeling that this male is simply not good enough for her. Your spirit energy isn't even high. What makes you think Lana would even look at you? Exactly because my spirit energy isn't high, no risk of spirit breakdown, which makes me a perfect match for Lana's F-rank spirit energy. I'm planning to pursue her seriously. Most of the prison falls quiet. It's true males with high spirit energy and the risk of spirit breakdown really aren't suitable for Lana, especially the ones in this very room. None of them seem to have any right to even think about pursuing her. Rex goes silent, grinding his teeth faster. Hank's eyes darken. His blood draw overflows slightly. He doesn't notice. Monty slams his barrier gate fully shut, refusing to look at this guy for one more second. He has a reputation across Capital Star for his temper. Leo doesn't bother arguing. He turns back to Knox instead. Do you know what Lana likes? The bracelet I gave her today, I wonder if she liked it. Leo, you are here to work, not to chase a female. Until Dr. Yi's formula is finished, don't come back in person. Calm me if anything comes up. Save the trip. Leo's face falls. Knowing it could be who knows how long before he sees Lana again, he wants to push back, but Knox shuts it down and sends him on his way. Fortunately, before he goes, he manages to add Lana as a contact. And just like last time, Lana packs him a meal for the road, something to eat as a midnight snack on the way back. Lana, you're too good to me. It's just how I treat guests. Packing a dinner really isn't anything special. But that pink flat-cut diamond bracelet is a different story entirely. She's still trying to figure out how to return it when the built-in alert spirit on her wrist chip goes off. 6 minutes to report. Ever since she was late once, she's learned the hard way. Every extra minute costs 100 star credits. She speed says goodbye to Leo and takes off at a full sprint. She makes it barely. Catching her breath, she taps her chip and finds the alert came from the last person she expected, Knox. He has never contacted her first. Is something wrong, Lord Knox? Knox stays hidden in the dark. His eyes give nothing away as they sweep briefly over both of her wrists. Then he speaks. Has Leo left? Just now. Only then does Knox visibly relax. Lana wipes the light sweat from her cheek and checks the time. I'm almost off the clock. Is there anything else anyone needs? If not, I'll head out. Then Monty loses it out of nowhere, demanding an iced drink, his tone sharp, like someone has just set him off. Right behind him, I'll have one too. Make that one for me as well. What's gotten into everyone? She hasn't done anything to shortchange them lately. Still in the interest of clocking out on time, she glances over at cell 5. Lord Silas, would you like one too? Since everyone else is, I'll trouble you for one. Lana, thoroughly baffled, makes her way back to the kitchen. Thankfully, modern tech does most of the work. It's still fairly easy. But thinking about how fired up Monty looked, she decides to brew a pot of herbal bitter tea on the side. Nothing better for cooling that temper down. The only issue, it tastes absolutely brutal. Monty has never had herbal bitter tea before. He finishes the iced drink in one go, cool vapor rising from his throat, but the heat in his chest hasn't budged. He picks up the herbal tea and takes a big gulp. 2 minutes later, he spits it straight out. What is this thing? It tastes awful. Ugh, so bitter. What even is this? Rex's fluffy face is trembling with barely contained laughter. Hank and Knox force themselves to swallow what's in their mouths. Silas, the craftiest of the lot, gives it one quiet sniff and silently slides the cup away. Bitter medicine works best. This is herbal tea. Soothes the throat, cools the fire. You'll feel better once it's down. Rex, who has never had a hard day in his life, believes her. He takes another sip, but the bitterness is simply unbearable. He spits it out again. The pristine white snow is now streaked with dark brown. Across the way, Monty is 50-50 on believing her, but chooses defiance, tilting the cup back in one shot. Then he spits it out too. It's a rare sight. Lana is fighting with everything she has not to burst out laughing. Meanwhile, the two with genuine iron discipline, Hank and Knox, hear the laughter building around them and finish their cups without flinching. Lana notices Silas hasn't touched his. Lord Silas, aren't you going to try it? I'll pass. Unlike certain people, I don't have that much fire to cool down. Lana looks at him with a mix of curiosity and disappointment, but clocking out is on her mind, and she absolutely does not want Monty turning this back on her. She slips away while she still can. The prison goes quiet again. What a show tonight. I thought Lana was just here to earn everyone's trust, but it's getting more complicated than that. Even the prince and General Hank are off their game. Silas, what exactly are you implying? Are you saying General Hank and the prince are both? I only see her as the warden. Sounds like you're reading too much into it. It's just been warm lately. Believe that if you want. I'm just saying she is absolutely not an ordinary null female. The water behind her may run deeper than any of us can see. Are you talking about Lana? No one answers. But Silas's words send a wave through every one of them. Deep water or shallow, what does it matter? Hank lets go just a little, like something in him has finally eased. He's a dying man now, no longer the general who once commanded thousands. What could anyone possibly want from him? He almost hopes Lana does want something from him. But the truth is, outside of her duties, Lana doesn't come here without reason. And when she does, she doesn't only look at him. That thought settles in, and his eyes grow dim with a quiet, melancholy weight. A storm of mixed feelings moves through every one of them. They were all, once, the names that defined Capital Star. Now what do any of us actually have that would be worth Lana's trouble? Silas turns the question over carefully, and goes quiet. The next day, Lana is back to her favorite activity, giving Spore a good pet. But today, running her fingers over the soft surface, she pauses. Spore, did you get smaller? Don't worry, Master. I sent out some seedlings. I've shrunk a little for now, but once I absorb more nutrients, I'll grow back. Seedlings? What kind of nutrients are we talking about? From the soil? Not exactly spirit toxin. Master will understand soon enough. Spore is being very mysterious about it. Sure enough, the very next day, Lana finds out. Every single cell in the prison has sprouted a fist-sized green mushroom. On Hank's climbing wall, on Monty's wooden mirror frame, on Knox's leather sofa, nestled in the snowdrift beside Rex's ice throne, and right beside the steaming hot spring in Silas's cell. After a prolonged and very dedicated battle, all 5 robots arrive at the exact same moment of complete confusion. Why won't this mushroom go away? It grows back like it's on an infinite loop. Pull it out, turn around, and it's right back where it started, like nothing happened. Completely useless, can't even clean up a mushroom. Rex decides to handle it himself and goes in with his teeth, only to find he's biting air. He tries again, and again. The mushroom remains completely unaffected. Eventually, exhaustion wins. He gives up. It's just a mushroom. All times. A mushroom growing here makes total sense. They compare notes every cell, same story. No one can figure out what this mushroom actually is. In the end, they let it grow. Monty drifts close to his and takes a quiet sniff. Something faintly familiar. That scent, it's a little like Lana's. He's caught it twice before, he's sure of it. But he tells himself he's losing it searching for Lana in a mushroom. He lets out a quiet, self-mocking laugh and lets the thought go. Soon after, Lana shows up with the meal delivery and immediately notices the new additions to the prison. In the all-white world of Rex's cell, that vivid splash of green is impossible to miss. Her eyes go wide. She calls out in her mind, urgent. Spore, is that your mushroom? So when you said you sent out seedlings, you planted them in the prison? Yes. Lana is on the edge of a breakdown. What is happening? How did her own spirit form sneak into the prison to plant mushrooms? Pull them back right now. Master, I'm hungry. No, I can't leave. Lana still cannot figure out what being hungry has to do with planting mushrooms in a prison. But this can't go on. The moment she finishes the meal delivery and gets back, she goes straight to Spore. What do I have to do to keep you from being hungry? Oh, Master, it's simple. Just let me eat some spirit toxin. Spirit toxin. Isn't that the thing that's produced when beast people go through a spirit breakdown? That lands. One key detail catches in Lana's mind. Her mushroom spirit form is suddenly not looking very ordinary. But as for whether a spirit breakdown happens or not, Spore has no idea. All she knows is that everyone in the prison smells wonderful, so good, so fragrant. Spirit toxin. Lana pulls up StarNet immediately and discovers that the leading cause of spirit breakdown is indeed spirit toxin. But if what Spore is saying is true, if Spore consumes all the spirit toxin, could it actually cure spirit breakdown? The more she thinks about it, the harder it is to stay calm. If it's real, it means the people in this prison might not have to die. It also means she carries the same ability as the female lead the power to heal spirit breakdown. Is this her cheat ability? Thinking back to how the others showed no sign of anything unusual, she steadies herself. She tells Spore firmly, do not reveal this. Not a hint. An ordinary person with a priceless secret is a target, even if Spore's ability isn't confirmed yet until she has the strength to protect herself. Not a single word. Spore nods, completely serious. After that day, Lana carries a small knot of guilt every time she delivers meals, mostly afraid someone will connect the dots back to her. But then she thinks about what she's recently read on StarNet. In the public understanding of beast people, spirit forms are almost always animals. Females don't manifest beast forms. Their spirit forms stay hidden, invisible to the outside world. That settles her nerves a little. One quiet, uneventful month passes. Lana notices Spore has genuinely grown. She's now the size of 2 open palms. And in that same month, not a single person in the prison has had a spirit breakdown episode. Whether it's truly connected to Spore, she can't say for certain. But after a full month of this, the tension she's been carrying has finally eased. Holding on to the hope that she might actually be able to heal them, she stops fighting Spore's behavior entirely. At the end of her 3rd month working on Black Knox Star, Lana receives a graduation notice from her school. The original soul had attended the Empire's top institution on Capital Star. Under the Empire's females first policy, the original soul had been fast-tracked, and despite grades that were, generously speaking, not great. Nothing in this world comes free, and there were probably strings attached. Unfortunately, the original story never went into detail about this part, and Lana hasn't inherited the original soul's complete memories. She has no idea what happens if she skips the graduation, but showing up is clearly the safer call. And at this point in the story, she's already avoided the death route. Picking up a diploma shouldn't cause any new problems. The ceremony is 5 days out. Wardens get 30 days of leave a year. Lana puts in the request. Then the very next day, another message arrives. A wedding invitation from the original soul's university friend. The only real friend the original soul ever had at school. In the story, when the original soul went missing, this friend was the one who filed the report. This wedding she has to attend. That settles it. She puts in 5 days of leave. A temp named Bruno steps in to cover her. He's a mountain of a man, but when he smiles, his eyes scrunch into little crescents, giving off the vibe of someone thoroughly trustworthy. First time meeting Lana, he can barely hide his shock that the warden is a female. But there's no time for small talk. Lana skips the formalities. She walks him through and over every task, every detail, and every lord's personality and preferences, all written down in a guide. She hands it over to Bruno to keep safe. I'm actually going to see my idol General Hank with my own eyes. I will give this job everything I've got. Seeing that kind of energy clutching that thick guide like it's something precious, Lana finally feels at ease leaving. The day before she goes, she brings Bruno to the prison for introductions, taking a moment to speak directly with all 5. The moment they hear Lana is leaving, something shifts in every one of them. Unease moves through the room. Is Lana tired of them? Is she thinking of quitting because the job is too much trouble? The air goes strangely quiet. An invisible current of tension pulls through the room. Bruno notices absolutely none of it. He's too busy staring at the white lion with barely contained reverence. Voice trembling. Hello, I'm Bruno. I'll be taking good care of all of you. Hank drops down from the bed. For the first time, there's something sharp and cold in his eyes. He doesn't speak. His gaze shifts past Bruno, but Bruno's broad frame blocks the view entirely. He can't see past him. For the first time, Hank feels a real push of resistance toward a complete stranger and something close to dislike. But knowing Lana is still here, he gives one cool, flat meme as an answer. Lana quietly exhales. She's learned enough by now to understand Hank's weight in this place. When he speaks, the others listen. With him on board, she can leave without worry. She pulls herself back to the task at hand and starts walking Bruno through the rest of the introductions. Bruno's heart and eyes are still completely full of General Hank. He barely registered anyone else. But when he spots the nameplate on cell 2, his world caves in. No. Why is young Lord Monty of the Empire's 4 great families here too? Monty's reputation precedes him. Notoriously difficult, and deeply, unforgivingly repulsed by ugly people. Within 3 meters of him, anyone he finds unattractive is simply not allowed. Anyone who pushes back gets hit. Backed by sky-high spirit energy and an untouchable family name, he once got into it with the second prince because the prince accidentally stepped on a feather Monty had just shed. Monty put him in a healing pod. The ruler's punishment? 1 week at a military training base. Thinking about all of this, Bruno instinctively covers his own face, but Monty spots him anyway. Where did this ugly thing crawl out from? You're hurting my eyes. Bruno shrinks, head dropping lower, but then Lana steps in, completely unfazed. Lord Monty, a person's face is not something they chose. You can judge someone by their character, their actions, but you don't get to mock someone for how they look. What's truly ugly isn't a face, it's a dirty, small-minded heart. What an incredibly kind female. But young Lord Monty does not make exceptions for females. A female once pursued him directly, and he reduced her to near ruin with his words. I'm sorry, young Lord Monty, I'll wear a mask next time. Monty ignores everyone else. He's noticed this male has touched Lana, and the fury in his eyes doubles. Ow! out! Bruno stumbles back a step, but Lana doesn't budge. She stands perfectly still, eyes locked on Monty. Apologize. This is the first time she's spoken to him like this. Every other time Monty has given her a hard time, she's kept a smile on. But now over a stranger, she's actually angry. Monty is furious, and somewhere beneath that, hurt. His long tail droops to the floor. Lana, you're seriously choosing a stranger over me? Bruno is frozen. Is this really coming out of young Lord Monty's mouth? Lana holds his gaze, equally surprised at herself. I'm not choosing anyone over you. It's because we know each other that I'm saying this. If I woke up one day and looked different, would you call me ugly too? Would the others look at me the way you just looked at him? I would never. And if anyone else dared, I'd make them pay for it. Just picturing someone somewhere saying something about Lana when she isn't there, it fills him with a rage he can barely hold in. He'd skin them alive. And it isn't just him. Every other person in this prison hearing this hypothetical feels something ache deep in their chest. Somewhere along the way, without anyone noticing, they had all quietly folded Lana into the circle of people they'd protect. Lana hears the meaning in his words. Her voice softens. So we don't measure people by their faces. Understood? Word by word, patient and steady, she talks it through. Slowly, the hurt and resistance in Monty drain away, but he still can't stop himself from asking one thing. If I apologize, will you stay? The moment those words land, every other person in the room holds their breath too, all of them quietly afraid she's leaving for good. Lana doesn't fully catch what he means by it, but the graduation ceremony isn't optional, and the wedding of the original soul's closest friend is non-negotiable. Lord Monty, I have something I have to take care of. I have to leave for a bit. Leave for a bit? Just temporarily? Yes. I've taken 5 days off. Bruno is a temp. He'll be looking after you while I'm gone. If you need anything, go to him. Hearing that, every beast quietly, silently exhales. Hank's eyes settle into something gentle. All right, we'll be here when you get back. With Lana's answer finally confirmed, the knot in Monty loosens. He even finds Bruno slightly less offensive to look at. Still a little rough, sure, but for Lana's sake, he gives the apology anyway. Watching all of this unfold, Bruno's jaw nearly hits the floor. He genuinely thinks he's hearing things. Young Lord Monty apologizing. This cannot be real. By the time introductions are done, Bruno is completely gone for Lana. Every single person in here is dangerous, and she's not even slightly afraid. With everything handed off, Lana leaves early the next morning, over 10 hours on a starship before she finally reaches Capital Star. She scans in at the school entrance and follows the directions to her assigned accommodation. The Empire's top school lives up to its reputation. Females are treated extremely well here. Even the dorm is a full 1-bedroom suite. Tasteful, spacious, comfortable. She nods in approval. The ceremony isn't until the day after tomorrow. After a long stretch on a starship, she turns in early. The next day, Lana wanders the campus with nothing much to do. Then someone taps her from behind. She turns and there stands a strikingly beautiful woman. Sharp fox-like eyes, bold red lips. Faye! It's been a while since Faye has seen Lana, and seeing her standing there just staring, Faye can't help but wave. Lana, what are you staring at? Don't tell me you've forgotten me already? Lana blinks back to reality and smiles. Of course I know you. In the few fragments of the original soul's memories Lana has, just like in the story, Faye was always the one standing up for her. When the original soul was mocked, Faye always hit back. They chat briefly, then Faye pulls 2 beast men forward, one on each side. These are my beast husbands. We're all getting married the day after tomorrow. Faye says it completely casually, pinching the arm of the muscular one beside her, and resting her other hand on the waist of the softer featured one, looking absolutely at ease. Inside, Lana is floored, then catches herself. She's in a transmigrated world now. One partner for life isn't the rule here. This is perfectly normal. She manages a smile. Congratulations. Really, you three, just focus on being happy together. That's all that matters. I'm going out with my girl, you two. Stop hovering. With that, she loops her arm warmly through Lana's. In that moment, Lana clearly feels 2 sharp gazes land on her. But thankfully, the 2 beast husbands just remind Faye to be careful, and then let them go. Lana quietly breathes out. Mealtime is approaching, so they head to the school canteen. Before they've even ordered, a handful of familiar faces swarm around Faye. Her fertility rating is 20, her spirit energy is B rank in an era where 60 is the absolute peak. Faye is exceptional. She doesn't give any of them a second glance. I have money I'm paying for my girl. Nobody asked you. The males take the hint and leave, but not before throwing a look back at Lana. She feels the mockery in their eyes, the dismissal, and just pulls the corner of her mouth. Honestly, she's a little grateful the original soul was a null female. No one trying to get close. That suits her just fine. In the past, moments like this would send the original soul running, and she'd go quiet on Faye for days afterward. Faye is already watching Lana with quiet concern until the canteen uncle finishes stir-frying the last dish and calls out, "Where are you two sitting? I'll bring it over." Lana reaches out and takes Faye's hand, pointing toward a spot by the window. "Over there, sir." Faye goes completely still, staring at their joined hands. Disbelief and joy, both at once. Lana didn't leave. She didn't pull away. She reached out first. For the very first time, Faye is so happy she can't help it. She pulls Lana into a hug, almost in tears. The friend she's been reaching toward for so long has finally reached back. Lana has no idea what just happened. She's just suddenly wrapped in the arms of a very beautiful woman, and her face goes red. "Lana, you've changed, and honestly, I love you even more for it. Faye, in this day and age, you can't just go falling for another female. You are way too cute." The meal is easy and warm. Lana discovers that behind Faye's cool, commanding presence, she's actually incredibly easy to be around. The moment they finish eating, Lana's wrist chip buzzes several times. She opens it. A flood of friend requests, all from Hank and the others. Lana has always kept work and personal life cleanly separate. She'd never planned to get close to them beyond the job, so even after 3 full months, they still hadn't added each other. And now all 5 requests at once. Her first thought, something has gone wrong at the prison. Lana accepts them all immediately and fires off a message to Bruno asking if everything's okay. But Bruno is in no position to reply right now. He's in the kitchen, completely overwhelmed. Young Lord Monty wants an iced drink but no visible ice. Lord Rex wants fresh flower tea exactly 45 degrees. So Bruno is frantically adjusting temperatures in both directions at once. The only reason he agreed to any of this, they promised that if he got Lana to accept their friend requests, he could have the afternoon off. Lana hasn't heard back from Bruno yet, but Hank's message comes through first. Right behind him, the others all asking the same thing. Where are you? Lana replies to Hank first, explaining about picking up her diploma. His reply comes back fast. Got it, stay safe. Is everyone all right? Nothing's happened on Black Knox Star? All good. Seeing Hank's all good, she finally relaxes. Then she looks at the identical messages from the others and just copies her reply to all of them. For Monty, though, she adds a follow-up. Lord Monty, how's Bruno doing? You're not giving him a hard time, are you? Obviously not. Do you really think I'd do that? I even apologized to him the other day. Monty types it without a flicker of shame. Lana has her doubts, but she's not going to get anything useful out of him, so she drops it. Faye, now hearing all of this for the first time, has just learned that Lana is the warden on Black Knox Star. Her jaw drops. You haven't been mistreated, have you? Faye's family has some standing. She knows exactly what kind of people those inmates are. Her own family had a cousin who worked there for 2 months, came back without a single credit to show for it and visibly thinner, crying in his sleep saying, never again, never again. That place broke him. Faye looks Lana over, carefully checking for any sign of damage. Only when she's sure does she breathe easy. Thinking about Monty's past scandals, she still can't quite let it go. Let me find you something else. What Faye hasn't mentioned, worried that Lana would struggle to find work on her own, she's already asked her mother to line something up. Her mother's condition, Lana would have to go through a closed camp training program. Faye had already agreed on her behalf. So whenever Lana is ready to make the switch, there's a position waiting for her on Capital Star. Lana turns it down. She's doing just fine on Black Knox Star. Nobody's bothering her. Life is good. Faye searches her eyes carefully and only relaxes when she's certain there's not a trace of reluctance. I don't blame myself for panicking. Honestly, Monty's track record is a disaster. I was scared for you. He hits anyone he doesn't like, though he usually doesn't physically touch females. His mouth, though that's a different weapon. Faye has personally heard some of it. Things like, disgusting creature, eyes like a bloated toad, and you dare dream of punching above your weight. Every example, Faye adds. Lana's shock stacks higher until she realizes the things Monty said to Bruno the other day were him holding back. In the next hour, Faye spills everything she knows about Rex and Silas too. Rex is mostly fine, except for one thing: he cannot stand being called short or cute or anything in that territory. Especially if anyone compares his beast form to a household pet. There was once a beast man who pushed him, called him a house cat. He was beaten without a single inch of him left unscathed. It was not a pretty sight. Just hearing it, Lana winces. She can't help but feel relieved, thank goodness she only thought it. Rex looks like a cat. She never said it out loud. But what shocks her even more, Silas, is actually the infamous instructor at the school, running brutal military drills exclusively for males. Every session pushes them to the absolute limit. Every class ends in blood. His nickname? The Living Death God. There was once a male who refused to follow orders, snuck into his office, and scrawled the word death across his notebook. Silas said nothing. 2 months later, at the school's official combat simulation arena, he killed that male with his own hands, then pulled out that exact slip of paper with death written on it, pinned it to the body, and smiled as he sent him off. What? Lana is stunned. A teacher killed a student and faced zero punishment? Faye shakes her head. The combat simulation arena operates under wartime rules. Once you step in, life and death are no one's concern. But honestly, what really creeps Faye out, Silas kept that slip of paper on him the entire time. Maybe he had been planning that day all along. Faye grabs Lana's arm, dead serious. Lana, listen to me carefully. Do not mess with him. Ever. Lana stares off, dazed. It's hard to connect the living death god Faye just described with the man she met at the prison. They couldn't be more different. Meanwhile, back on Black Knox Star, Silas suddenly sneezes. He narrows his eyes at the contact he just pinged on his chip implant. Heh, that old man better not be talking trash about me. Back on Capital Star, after parting ways with Faye at the cafeteria, Lana doesn't head straight back to her dorm. She hops on a hover car and heads to the library. The Imperial Academy Library is legendary, every subject, every genre, all in one place. She thinks of her little green mushroom spirit form and decides it's time to do some serious research. She walks in, pulls out her student ID, and says, "Hi, I'd like to borrow some books." The librarian is an elderly man leisurely brewing himself a cup of herbal bitter tea, chip implant still warm from a call he just finished. He's grinning to himself. That boy, miracles do happen. 2 years of silence, and the first thing he asks is for me to look after a female. He notices Lana and breaks into a warm smile. "What are you looking for?" He takes her student ID and scans it. His light brown eyes flicker for just a moment at the information on the screen. The female wants books on spirit forms. He recovers quickly, points her toward the right section, and waits until she disappears inside. Then he clicks his tongue. He immediately fires up a call on his chip implant. Ha! So you're robbing the cradle now, are you? Robbing the cradle? Old man, watch your mouth. Still denying it, huh? I just saw her. That little female, oh, she's fresh, like a peach blossom in early spring. And you set your eyes on her? What a sin. You saw her? She's at the library? Guess. Old man, keep an eye on her. Don't frighten her. She scares easily. Ha! You little, aren't you afraid I'll spill all your dirty history to her? She'll run for the hills. Speaking of which, the general's bondmate was asking me just the other day whether you've been sneaking off to the battlefield again. Let me count: last month, once, right? The month before, twice. You even took out a few of the swarm and came back with a gash on your side. All right, enough. The old man's smile fades as the list grows longer. He sucks in a sharp breath and suddenly eyes every student snacking in the library like they might be one of Silas's spies. He snaps a few irritated words and cuts the call. Even after hanging up, he's still uneasy. He waves his hand and kicks out every male lounging around. His excuse: too noisy. Not one of them dares to argue, because the librarian is no ordinary old man. He is the retired Admiral Aldo, and 80% of the military passed through his command at some point. Even General Hank served under him. Cross this man, and you can kiss your military career goodbye. Lana has no idea what just happened outside. She finds the books she needs and settles into a private reading room equipped with soft chairs and a water dispenser. The soundproofing is excellent. She loses track of time. By the time the light outside fades, she finally lets out a long breath. Now she understands why the Empire went so far to lock those few people so impossibly far away. According to the records, a wielder with a 2-second spirit energy rating suffered a spirit breakdown, broke out of containment, and wiped out everyone in the prison plus most of the planet's population. The truly terrifying thing about a spirit breakdown is that the person feels nothing. They become a killing machine that never tires. That's how Black Knox Prison came to exist. The barrier materials used there are among the rarest, non-renewable resources in the known universe. More than half the total supply was spent on that prison alone, just to contain the few who are held there now. And the warden, without question, is the most dangerous of them all. That thought sends Lana's mind back to Faye's suggestion should she find a different job. But thinking through the original story's plot, her mushroom spirit form, and Bianca's side storyline, she thinks it might still be worth staying. At least for the past month, things at the prison have been calm. That's already a good sign. But of course, her life still comes first. She's restless. She puts down the book, not ready to decide yet. She steps out of the reading room. Admiral Aldo is still at the desk. "Sir, I'm here for my student ID." The moment he hears her call him that, he grins from ear to ear. This little female is just too adorable. He hands it back with a warm smile. "Do you know Silas?" Lana nods. "Yes, I do. Why?" "Oh, nothing. He found out you came to the academy and asked me to look after you." "Such a saint, that kid." Lana blinks. "A saint? How is that anything like what Faye told her this afternoon? Is this the kind of sainthood that wipes out entire families? Which version of him is real?" Back in her dorm, she finally opens her messages. The original Soul's contact list is short, just a class group chat, Faye, and a handful of family friends. Every one of them has messaged. She checks Bruno first, relieved to see he's fine. Then she scrolls through the rest. Rex wants to send her something and is having his mom deliver it personally. No, no, no. Why did you accept Leo's gift but not mine? We've known each other longer. Lana has no idea what to say. About Leo's gift, she had planned to return it, but after that one visit, Leo never came back to Black Knox Prison. But Rex has given her an idea. Since she's already on Capital Star, she can return it in person. But Rex is relentless. "If you don't take it, I'm never accepting anything from you again. This is a return gift. It's called courtesy." Fine. No winning this one. Rex immediately fires off a dramatic rolling sticker, then yanks it back. Lana almost saves it in time, but misses it. Back at Black Knox Prison, Rex's fluffy round face is burning red. How did he send that? So embarrassing. Lana probably didn't see it. He quietly reassures himself. One down. Lana has no bandwidth for Rex's inner chaos. She moves on to the next message. General Hank is worried about her. A female traveling alone isn't safe. One of his subordinates happens to be on leave right now, and he'll have him add her as a contact. General Hank arranged someone to look after her too. Lana scrolls through her other messages. Silas has also mentioned Admiral Aldo. "If you need anything, go to him." Knox has sent one too. "Lana, my teacher is the Chancellor. Just drop my name and she'll help." Lana had always thought of them as part of the job, but she never expected in this strange world where she has no one that they would be the ones watching over her. Something warm stirs in her chest. She replies to each one with a thank you. Then she scrolls to Monty's message and the warmth immediately turns into exasperated laughter. Today is the Imperial Academy graduation ceremony. At noon, the seats are already packed. Lana and Faye sit in the third row, not too close, not too far. Lana scans the rows ahead and spots two unmistakably familiar figures. The original Soul knows them in her bones, even from behind. It's Bianca, the story's female lead, and Evan, the male lead. 4 years of university. 4 years of the original Soul quietly loving him. Lana's eyes sting for no reason she can name. She looks away and does her best to push down the body's instincts. The speeches wrap up, and Bianca walks onto the stage alongside Evan, hand in hand, with an announcement. Bianca is to be wed to the second prince. The crowd below is completely dying of envy. The second prince holds S-rank spirit energy. Bianca carries a fertility rating of 45. A perfect match. Though some in the crowd quietly grieve if the first prince hadn't suffered his spirit breakdown. As a 3-second spirit energy wielder, a female this exceptional should have been his. What a waste. But for now, the families flood Bianca's family with congratulations. They currently sit just outside the 4 great families, but with a royal marriage on the way. They may well break into that circle. As Bianca and Evan step off the stage, Lana gets it. This graduation ceremony was just a cover for a royal announcement. Faye notices Lana staring blankly at the stage and leans in, voice low. "You okay? My shoulder's right here if you need it." Lana shakes her head. "I'm fine." Faye doesn't look convinced. Lana gives a small smile. "Really? I'm over him. I promise." Faye nods, still halfway skeptical. Fortunately, it's soon their turn to go up and receive their certificates 10 at a time. Lana and Faye end up in the first group, side by side with Bianca. Bianca's gaze drifts briefly in their direction, lingers on Lana's face for just a second, then moves on as if nothing happened. Lana doesn't notice. She lines up quietly with the others, waiting for the Chancellor to present the certificates. The Chancellor is a female, draped in a rich emerald silk qipao, her expression gentle and kind. She says a few warm words to each graduate, but she pauses much longer at Lana. "Lana?" Under the Chancellor's soft and steady gaze, Lana's face goes red, head all over again. Combat training reflex, apparently. Keep it up. Nox and my beast husband have both mentioned you. They speak very highly of you. Wait, the Chancellor's beast husband couldn't possibly be one of the S-rank detainees, could he? The one you ran into yesterday, the old man. Oh, it's Admiral Aldo. That nearly stopped her heart. Spirit energy alone will only take you so far. What truly matters is the person you are. The right male will find his way to you. Lana stands there, a little lost at first. It's only after the Chancellor moves to the next graduate that it clicks the Chancellor was encouraging her. Message received, and deeply felt. What Lana doesn't know is that the pause has made her the quiet focal point of every eye in the audience. Because the Chancellor isn't just S-rank in spirit energy, her beast husbands are far from ordinary either. Her first beast husband was the current ruler of the Empire. Though the Chancellor ended that bond for reasons no one discusses openly, the first prince carries that bloodline and remains tied to the royal family. The heads of Bianca's family had wanted to see which female dared to steal their daughter's moment in the spotlight, but the moment their eyes land on Lana's face, they look like they've seen a ghost. The crowd's reaction is something Lana is completely unaware of. She collects her certificate, returns to her seat, and finally exhales. She and Faye take happy photos together and both post to their feeds. Within seconds, the likes start rolling in. She taps through somehow. All 5 of the prison detainees are already there. Back at Black Knox Star, in the quiet of the prison, Rex suddenly speaks up. She looks so happy on Capital Star. Do you think she'll actually come back? No one can give a certain answer. After a long silence, she will, she said so herself. Monty says it, but even he doesn't sound convinced. If only our spirit energy hadn't broken down. It's the first time Rex has ever hated being locked in this prison. He scrolls through Lana's posts in silence, thinking if he were on Capital Star too, maybe he'd be the one standing beside her in those photos. The others say nothing. But the same thought and the same quiet ache rises in each of them. Elsewhere, Lana closes her feed and waits quietly for the ceremony to end. She's just about to leave when a stranger stops her, a female she's never seen before, wearing oversized sunglasses and a wide-brimmed hat, covered head to toe. She strides over with easy confidence. She pulls off the sunglasses, reaches into her jacket, and pulls out a storage pouch, pressing it into Lana's hands. Rex asked me to give this to you. The rest is what we bought for Rex. Could you bring it to him? As for this storage pouch, consider it a gift for meeting you, and payment for the trouble. Don't give it to Rex. Devi finishes in one smooth breath, doesn't wait for Lana to respond, and walks off just as coolly with her wife. Faye stands there, jaw dropped. Lana, you know the Jiang family? She catches herself. Right, you know Rex. And those two are Rex's parents. Faye answers her own question, which also answers Lana's. Lana stares after Devi, then slowly looks down at the storage pouch in her hands. The space inside seems to go on forever, easily worth hundreds of thousands of star credits. This is insane. Rex's mom just casually dropped something worth a fortune. It's so extravagant that Lana genuinely feels awkward about accepting it. But one glance ahead, Devi and her wife have already vanished into the crowd. The wedding day is packed and lively. Lana stays close to Faye, her eye twitching more than once for no clear reason, like something is about to happen. Or maybe she just hasn't slept enough. She doesn't overthink it. The ceremony unfolds as expected, except today, 3 sets of parents are present, 2 grooms, 1 bride. And somehow, it's still heartwarming. Lana watches from below and thinks this is actually kind of sweet. But what's even more impressive is the digital fireworks. Tiny points of light drift down from the sky like falling stars, then dissolve into the grass like melting snow, leaving nothing behind. No cleanup, no pollution. Genius. But the wedding isn't all pleasant. I'm sorry, I'm not interested. She's lost count of how many males she's turned down. Vito simply steps in front of her. Miss Lana, allow me. Done. Vito feels a quiet flicker of satisfaction and quietly releases his spirit energy. Once S-rank spirit energy is unleashed, it sends an unspoken message to every male in the vicinity. Don't bother. S-rank isn't handed out freely. Out of 1 million people, fewer than 5 will ever reach it. Of the 3 known double S-rank wielders, only 2 are still alive besides the current ruler, the first prince, and General Hank. The space around Lana clears instantly. The wedding runs past 7 in the evening. Lana says goodbye to Faye, and Vito walks her back to the academy. Thank you. I'm leaving tomorrow morning, so don't worry about me then. She's still going back and forth on the job question. But either way, Rex's mom needs her to bring those things back. Bruno is still there, and she has unfinished business to hand off. She has to go back. The next morning, Lana wakes early. The vessel is luxurious, but midway, docked at Hongyun Star, the energy core malfunctions. A resupply has to be called in from the nearest space station, which will take about an hour. Passengers are asked to disembark and wait. But why would a vessel's energy core just fail? Lana turns it over in her mind. A few possibilities crossing her thoughts, but nothing conclusive. She decides to treat it like a detour. She takes a few photos. The sky here is striking like a sunset fire cloud, the entire atmosphere drenched in hazy amber and rose. Lana takes a string of selfies, posts them to her feed, and then everything goes black. The world around her is swallowed whole by darkness. She can't see her hand in front of her face. Only herself remains. Who's there? Who are you? Why are you grabbing me? She scans the darkness, tense, while mentally reaching for Spore. This is a Beastman's innate ability, the domain. It pulls others into a private dimension, a killing tool. And this Beastman's spirit energy is S-rank. This domain can hold for maybe 10 or 20 minutes at most. Master, be careful. Once we're out, I have a plan. Lana tries to send an emergency signal on her chip implant. Nothing goes through. She scans the dark. Who are you? Why did you take me? Didn't expect you to be this calm. Too bad. If someone hadn't put a price on your head, I'd almost hate to rush this. But don't worry, I'm not killing you just yet. I haven't even crossed paths with Bianca. So why does someone still want me dead? Is there really no way to escape this? The more she thinks, the more trapped she feels like she can't outrun the story. Master, don't be afraid. Once we're out, I've got this. We're stronger than you think. Lana snaps back to herself. The dread clears. The original soul didn't even have spirit energy. She was a complete null female. But right now, she has Spore, and she's already outlived the story's timeline. Whatever happens, the plot can be changed. She steadies herself. Master Spirit Energy is strong too. Your innate ability is damage immunity. Once we break out of this domain, find the right moment and use your mind to shift into my form. Every hit you take, while transformed, does 0 damage. One shift lasts 30 minutes. That sounds useful, but what if I get pulled into the domain again? It won't happen. The cooldown is at least 4 to 5 hours. With that, some of the weight in Lana's chest lifts. Being trapped in total darkness is enough to break anyone, but it's manageable. Having Spore here makes it bearable. Some time passes, she can't tell how much. Then light returns. She opens her eyes, she's strapped into a seat, and across from her, the stranger is piloting a warp vessel. They're clearly in deep space. Where are you taking me? Relax, just dropping off a little snack for the swarm. The moment those words land in an instant, the nightmare floods back the original soul's fate. Nothing left but a head. Lana's expression wavers for just a moment. She tries to buy her way out, double the price, whatever it takes. But this person has principles, apparently, and doesn't budge no matter what she says. She stops wasting her breath. Her eyes drift to the chip implant on her wrist, but both hands are bound apart. No way to reach it. Meanwhile, back at Hong Yin Star, when the vessel crew does a head count, they realize Lana is missing. They immediately report to the space-time warship and contact her emergency contact, Faye. How did you manage to lose a female? If anything happens to my friend, I will not let this go. But Faye is still uneasy. She remembers Vito works under General Hank. She gets him on the line too and reports Lana's disappearance. She wants to go with him, but the warp vessel only fits 2, and if they find Lana, there needs to be room for her. Vito turns Faye down, ends the call, and launches the warp vessel immediately. He also reports the situation to General Hank. Say that again. Lana is missing? I told you to protect her. I'm sorry, General. I never expected something to happen on her return trip. I've already reached out to the military. The Mu family seems to have sent people too. And the space-time warship patrols are mobilizing. We will find her, General. Vito's guilt is eating him alive. He failed the General's trust. General Hank forces down the fury in his voice. Have the vessel crew investigate why the energy core failed. Also check whether any other warp vessels were present at Hong Yan Star. Confirm whether they've already left, and find the other missing passenger. Understood. I will bring Miss Lana back. Please? General Hank asking, pleading. Vito freezes for a moment and hears something that sounds like his own heart cracking. The call ends. News of Lana's disappearance reaches everyone at the prison almost immediately. Every one of them is burning with anxiety, trapped behind bars with nowhere to go, and can only reach out to whoever they know. Monty contacts his parents immediately. Lady Monty confirms that the missing female is indeed Lana, and that her son's feelings for this female are clearly anything but ordinary. Mom, find her. Ever since General Hank's words that day, Monty has been asking himself what he actually feels for Lana. He has never cared for any female before, but he knows Lana is different. He's scared for her. The others aren't far behind. Knox goes straight to his mother, the Chancellor. Rex tells his parents. As one of the Empire's 4 great families, the Zhang family is known for their mercenary network. Every resource they have can be deployed to find Lana. Silas contacts the old man, Admiral Aldo. The moment Aldo hears, he's on his feet. Finally, a reason to mobilize. Retirement has been slowly suffocating him. The Chancellor had always held him back from taking the field personally, but this time his son is asking. And it's about someone who matters. She doesn't stop him. The search party swells without anyone planning it, forces from every direction converging with the space-time warships. And on the other side of the galaxy, the warp vessel descends slowly towards Scrapstar. When they're still over 10 meters from the ground, the man in black grabs Lana without hesitation and shoves her out of the vessel, then disappears. The restraints come loose. Lana barely has time to process her freedom before she's plummeting toward the ground, the swarm already charging from the distance. Even if they don't eat her, this fall alone will shatter her, but she has Spore. She channels her spirit energy immediately, and 1 meter from the ground, she shifts into a small green mushroom and lands softly. The swarm loom around her like living mountains, each one several stories tall. They are horrifying, some with too many legs to count, some like mutated spiders, bodies covered in clusters of eyes oozing yellow pus. Lana has never seen anything this revolting. She's so terrified she forgets to breathe. She freezes completely, but the mushroom form is tiny. She's rolled into a crevice in the debris, just hidden enough. The massive creatures circle the spot where she landed over and over, but without catching the scent of fresh flesh, they finally move off, clearly unsatisfied. Lana doesn't move an inch. The first thing she does is send her location to Faye and Vito. Fortunately, chip implants in this era are embedded directly into the flesh of the wrist. They don't get lost, even when beast men shift into beast form. She sees a flood of messages waiting for her, but where she is right now is not safe enough, and her transformation time is limited. After sending her location, there's no time for anything else. She steals a glance outside. The swarm is gone. She rolls her mushroom form carefully outward and starts exploring. Earlier, she ran a quick scan and picked up an abandoned structure about 1 kilometer away, once used as a temporary base for Scrapstar's maintenance crew. There might be something useful there, but the terrain is brutal, barren in every direction. Almost nothing growing, no cover of debris, just exposed and bare. Every instinct screams danger. She picks up speed. The moment Faye receives Lana's location, she forwards it straight to Vito. When she sees the coordinates land on Scrapstar, she nearly breaks down. Lana's spirit energy is so low, and Scrapstar is crawling with the swarm. She can't even let herself picture what Lana might be going through. She tries messaging her, no reply. Vito sees the location and his stomach drops. He immediately shares it with the search teams, pushes the warp vessel to full speed, and gets General Hank on the line with the update. General Hank's chest goes tight. A feeling like something is slipping away floods his chest all at once. He forces himself steady. Did you bring mech armor? Scrapstar is heavily contaminated, and the swarm is everywhere. Going in alone won't cut it. Hearing that Vito brought armor, he eases slightly. How far are you from Scrapstar? About 35 minutes. Too long. Lana's spirit energy is weak, and with the swarm swarming that planet, every minute that passes puts her in more danger. General Hank cuts the call and immediately dials someone else. Blake, take Alpha and Bravo squads to Scrapstar now. Bring Miss Lana out alive. Blake is stationed at Border Star, the closest point to Scrapstar right now, 12 minutes out. General Hank relays the latest to everyone else. The moment they hear Lana is on Scrapstar, everyone's heart hits the floor. Each of them drowns in their own dread. But there's one saving grace. Silas went to Scrapstar once, 10 years ago. He knows there's an underground bunker there somewhere to hide. He doesn't have the luxury of spiraling. His mood is heavy. He fires off message after message, because Lana, a null female with barely any spirit energy, might not even last a few seconds against those toxins. On the other side, deep inside Scrapstar, Lana has navigated her way to the abandoned structure. Nearly 20 minutes have passed. The building is a wreck, barely standing. She searches the whole floor, no weapons anywhere. But a few minutes later, on the third floor, she finds a collapsed bed with a mask tucked inside the bedside drawer. Her eyes light up. Tiny mushroom form has its advantages. She squeezes into every crack and corner looking for more. Still nothing. She's disappointed. Her transformation timer is running low. She has to head back to the room with the mask. The moment she steps inside, she shifts back into human form. In an instant, the stench of the air slams into her. She coughs hard, vision swimming, and fumbles to get the mask on. Within seconds, her whole body goes slack. The suffocating feeling of oxygen loss forces her to gasp. Spore surfaces from her consciousness, worried. Master, are you okay? Lana can't speak. She nods, then shakes her head, and takes a long moment to recover. Then something clicks. She yanks out her perfume from the storage pouch and douses herself nearly half the bottle until every trace of her human scent is buried. She exhales, but maybe too late. A deep, heavy rumble rises from below. The swarm is acutely sensitive to the scent of prey. She'd only been on the ground for a few seconds earlier, and they swarmed immediately. She can't imagine how many she's drawn this time. She forces herself up and bolts to the third bedroom, diving into the wardrobe at a speed she didn't know she had. Spore passes straight through the wardrobe door after her, frightened by the thundering vibrations below, and instinctively presses close to Lana. Lana pulls Spore into her arms, slows her breathing, and listens. The tremors grow stronger. The swarm draws closer. Even pressed flat against the wardrobe, she can feel it shaking. But the creatures are too massive, they can't fit inside the building. They patrol the perimeter instead, pressing their eyes against every window opening, noses twitching, hunting for the source of that scent. Lana holds her breath without realizing it. Spore is just as tense. Master, if they get closer, I can go distract them. They can't hurt me anyway. Okay. Lana gives a small nod. Then something drops from above and hits her on the head. Stars burst across her vision. She claps both hands over her mouth before she can cry out, and watches through the wardrobe crack. The perfume holds. The swarm can't pick up her scent. They move off. She still doesn't move. Not until the silence outside is absolute. She finally lets out the quietest breath, a rare moment of stillness. She opens her chip implant and sends a quick update to everyone who cares about her. Then she scrolls through the messages. She hadn't realized that disappearing like this would have all 5 people at the prison in a panic, and they've each pulled every string they have to help her. Silas's message thread is the longest. He tells her to find a gas mask first and mask her scent. Then, navigate to the Research Institute. The map will lead her to the underground bunker on Scrapstar. It used to be a research institute, solid construction. The swarm can't get in. Lana pulls up the map and the coordinates land right on this very abandoned building. Turns out she's luckier than she thought. She closes the chip implant and makes her move find the bunker first. She rubs her aching head and looks down at whatever hit her. A mechanical gun. There it is, a light at the end of the tunnel. She looks up a hidden compartment in the wardrobe. No wonder she missed it earlier. She takes a moment to figure out how it works, just enough to know she can use it if the swarm shows up, then heads downstairs. She's on the 3rd floor. Every step stirs up a cloud of dust, and every creak feels like a threat, but she makes it to the ground floor without incident. Silas once said the most dangerous place is the safest place. The Research Institute's entrance is behind the bookcase in the main hall. One specific book acts as the trigger, but it's been 10 years and she can't remember which one she accidentally activated. She only remembers it was somewhere in the middle section. The hall is wide open, visible from outside in every direction. Lana feels dangerously exposed. She'd give anything to be back in that wardrobe. She pushes the noise out of her head and has Spore keep watch outside while she opens the bookcase. A rough glance tells her there are hundreds of books in here. One look, and she feels her hope drain away. How is she supposed to find it? She works through a few minutes of searching and clears only a tiny section. This isn't going to work, and she's making too much noise. There are a swarm in the levels below. This racket might draw them up. She furrows her brow, thinks for a moment, then, Spore, can you pass through walls? She remembers back in the wardrobe that's exactly how Spore got in. Spore nods. Yes. What's up, Master? I've got an important job for you. Go straight through the wall, find a way to open the entrance from the inside. Spore blinks. That actually makes sense. It slips through the wall immediately and starts looking around. Sure enough, there's something that looks like an access button. Spore hops over and presses it. The bookcase in the hall begins to shift and entrance slowly appears. Lana dashes toward it. Spore, you're amazing! At the same time, Blake arrives at Scrapstar leading Alpha and Bravo squads. A fleet of warp vessels touches down. The swarm, drawn by the noise, pours out in full force. The battle for Scrapstar begins. Underground, in the dim quiet of the bunker, Lana reaches up and squeezes Spore, perched on her shoulder, trying to find some comfort. She moves carefully down an open corridor, but first she messages Silas back to let him know she made it to the bunker. Silas feels the knot in his chest loosen slightly. He replies right away. This bunker was built 2 years after I visited. It's solid. But listen, this place was used mainly for swarm research. Some of the labs still have specimens contained inside. Lana's footsteps stall. Can they get out? No, but Lana is clearly rattled. She turns back and retreats toward the elevator entrance. Who knows if those things have mutated? Self-preservation first. She plants herself by the elevator, scrolling through her chip implant, finally a moment to catch up. General Hank tells her a rescue team is already outside. Just hold on for a few more minutes. Lana, Vito, Rex, everyone says the same. Even Admiral Aldo, who she barely knows, has sent her a message checking in. After a full day of running and hiding, Lana is a complete mess, reeking of heavy perfume layered over the stench of garbage. She stares at her screen, message after message scrolling by, and after so long adrift, she's found something that feels like home. No more drifting alone. Her eyes go quietly red. Spore feels it, every bit of it, and gently presses up against her mask. Don't cry, Master. Lana watches it wiggle around in front of her face and laughs through her tears. Spore, if you keep rubbing my mask, it'll turn black. Because spirit forms share feelings with their host, the little mushroom has gone a dull, dusty gray. Spore lets out 2 shy little laughs and hops back onto her shoulder. Lana pulls herself together and replies carefully to every single person who reached out. Then the moment she recalls Spore, she hears the elevator descending. Not knowing who's inside, she eases back toward the corridor just in case. If things go wrong, there's still a way out. The elevator dings open. Both sides tense up, guns rise in silence, then lower the moment they see each other. The Bravo squad captain speaks first. Miss Lana? Lana nods. The Bravo captain looks her over. The gun and mask she's carrying are both models phased out over a decade ago, clearly scavenged from this place. The captain can't hide her admiration or her surprise. She asks, concern in her voice, "Are you hurt?" Lana shakes her head. "I'm okay." The Bravo captain takes in the state of her and says nothing more. The squad naturally closes around Lana, surrounding her as they exit the bunker. They rest overnight at Border Star. Then, under General Hank's arrangements, Lana boards a warp vessel with Vito. The vessel is fast. About 3 hours later, they reach Black Knock Star. It's past 11 at night. Since he's here, Vito decides to check in on the general. It's only been 5 short days, but for Lana, it feels like a lifetime. This place is more than just a workplace. It's the closest thing she has to a home in this world. She brings Vito along to the prison. Even this late, none of them are asleep. Everyone, I'm back!